Wow, thank you so much, David Jones, for lending your voice to say no to drug abuse. Okay, that was David Jones. He just sang Hello Doctor, indirectly saying to you, if you're struggling with addiction, call the doctor, call for help. Right now, today is the United Nations International Day Against Drug Abuse and Illicit Trafficking. And we have someone in the house who is going to be talking to us about the theme for this year. And the theme for this year is evidence is clear. Invest in prevention. And we have Dr. Ngozi Madubike in the house, who is the Director of Drug Demand Reduction, NDMA. Please join us as we welcome her to the studio.
Thank you too.
For coming. I know that you're very busy and out of
Yeah.
your busy schedule, you've been able to create time to come and then lend your voice to say
Yeah.
no to
Thank-
drug abuse. Thank you so much.
Thank you too.
Okay, looking at the theme, the evidence is clear. Invest in prevention.
Yeah.
What does it mean?
For me, prevention is to prevent or to stop the initial use of drug, especially, but more importantly, especially more young people. And aside preventing the initiation of drug abuse, to also give support and care to those who are struggling with addiction. That's just what prevention is about. To ensure that a child develops correctly to be able to contribute his quota to the development of the society. That's just prevention. And what is this team saying today? The team is saying the evidence is clear. That is to tell you that prevention works and that we should invest more in prevention than waiting until that person is already dependent on drugs. That is, we should nip the bud, we should nip it in the bud before it escalates to addiction. In essence, we should start early to educate young people. We should be able to create awareness so that every member of the society understands the danger associated with drug use and be able to prevent it before it gets to a problematic stage. That's what it's telling us. And it's also saying that we should also employ prevention strategies that are rooted in science, that are rooted in research, that respects human rights. It means we should be able to implement prevention strategies that are evidence-based. Evidence-based means that it's been tested and found to be effective. The strategy has been implemented somewhere, it's been put under research, and the results show that this strategy is effective. That's just what the team. Okay, let's look at the methods used in reduction and prevention. What are the methods? Yes. The strategies include, like I said, enlightenment programs, creating enlightenment programs. There can be, say, advocacy, because advocacy is very, very important. You need to reach out to members of the society who are significant others, the gatekeepers, because people listen to them. And even when they are as members of the society, it's possible that they too should understand the danger associated with drugs and not take these drugs so that the young people do not emulate them. They should also understand that they have a role to play, because the thing is that we all see drug being abused around us. We all see the consequences of drug abuse, but because it does not affect us directly, we turn our eyes away. But indirectly, it does affect us. Because if it doesn't affect you, why do you build a wall around your house? Why do you not have a short wall or a small gate, or even leave your house bare when you are going to sleep? Why are you afraid? Why do you have to take other precautionary measures to safeguard yourself or members of your family? Because you are aware that there are people out there who may take something and do certain, and under the influence of drug, do certain things. You understand? So the need to create awareness is very important. Then sensitization, like I said, targeting at young people, creating awareness, letting them know the dangers associated with drug use, and also ensuring that people who are on drugs are also treated and integrated back into the society. It's not enough to say they have stopped drug when they have not been reintegrated back into their families or the society. You understand? That could also make them to relapse. That could also make them to go back to drug use if they are not well integrated and even accepted by members of the society.
Okay, we'll go on a short break and we'll come back. Now we've been discussing drug abuse and the theme, the evidence is clear. Invest in prevention. Okay, we've heard it all, but before we continue, let's take let's see these quotes on drug addiction. We'll be right back afterwards to continue the discussion. I'm sure you picked one or two from those quotes, okay? And you're also joining us to lend your voice to say no to drug abuse. We still have Dr. Ngozi Mmadubike in the house as she explains to us how NDLA fights drug reduction and prevention. Now, let's look at you talked about government organizations, collaborations to that was what you were talking about.
Yes, I want to also go further.
Okay, let's continue.
Okay. In 2021, the NDLA initiated what we call War Against Drug Abuse, an advocacy and sensitization tool that is referred to as a whole society approach. Whole society approach is that we want every member of the community to understand the problems associated with drug abuse and also to lend their voice and action, not only voice. We want them to lend action to prevention of drug abuse in their society. And by the time it goes round like that, you know that it will have a multiplier effect because every member of the society has become aware, every member of the society has been sensitized, every member of the society has realized that he or she has a role to play in her own small space, either as a teacher, either as a civil servant, either as a traditional ruler or a significant person in the society. We all have a role to play. And that is what WADA stands for, War Against Drug Abuse. And through this, we have established what we call the State Drug Abuse Control Committees in the state, made up of relevant stakeholders, with the First Lady of that state as the chairperson. And we are planning and we are advocating for the establishment of the local government drug abuse control committees and community drug abuse control committees, where every community will have a small committee that will come up with policies and programs to prevent drug use within the society. And we try also to reach out to young people in schools. We have school programs and out of youth school programs that is targeted at youth out of schools, like the street children, like those in the marketplaces and motor parks and so on. So we try to reach out to them in order to catch them young and prevent them. So our WADA initiative aligns so much with this year's theme, which is on prevention, because WADA is solely on prevention. And aside that, to go further from just creating awareness, we have a call center, and this call center is to see to the needs of those who are already struggling with drug problem and their family members. Because when one person is affected in a family, the whole family is affected. In fact, it's worse hit for members of the family. They suffer more than the person who is a drug user.
Okay, now today is United Nations International Day Against Drug Abuse.
Yes.
And it is a trafficking. I know you have a lot of activities lined up
Yes.
to carry out your sensitization.
Yes.
So what are some of these activities you have today, lined up today?
Okay. Today is the grand finale. That is the day that was set aside by member states of the United Nations to reinvigorate their actions and commitment to ensuring that the society is drug free. Nigeria joins other nations of the world to celebrate this day. And today we are having a conference, stakeholders conference at the State House. NDLEA is hosting, is the host with our mother ministry, which is the Federal Ministry of Justice. So we are having a stakeholders conference as a state house, and the president, commander in chief of the Federation of Nigeria, will be present there. And other stakeholders and significant individuals in our society, they will all be there. They are there to say that they want to, or they are joining hands to ensure that our society is drug free, to lend their voice to what NDLEA has been doing to ensure that our society is drug free. So there are so many activities that are lined up for that day. You have keynote addresses, you have guest lecture. There will be presentation of prizes because we have an essay competition that's was conducted throughout all the secondary schools, and we came up with the winners. So they will be there physically to collect their prizes and to maybe shake hand with the presidents.
Wow.
And then other things will follow.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now, as we round up the show, I want you to look straight at the eyes of someone struggling with drug abuse, drug addiction. What would you say to that person?
What I would say to that person is that he should stop being in denial. Denial will not help, either as a family member or as somebody who is using drugs. And to take a step and seek for help, seek for professional help. The NDLEA has a call center, and the number is 0800 10 20 30 40. It's language sensitive. You can call any time of the day. It's a 247 call center for those who are struggling with addiction and their family members. They will be assisted and they will be guided on the steps to take. Then we also have treatment centers, counseling centers in 30 states of the Federation in our commands. Please access them and start being in denial. Seek for help from professionals. I want to also conclude this discussion by saying that everyone, the community, the society, the school, the workplaces, the highly placed, the lowly placed, all of us, every member of the society has a role to play in drug abuse prevention. In fact, drug abuse prevention is everybody's business. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Yes, drug abuse prevention and reduction is everybody's business. Communities, you heard from her, families, the society, the school, everywhere, especially this time we need to help our youth. We really need to help our youth, especially those who are fighting with this addiction. Thank you so much, Ma. It's an honor to have you here. And as we celebrate today, for you to come and then also sensitize, because that's what you have just done. Thank you so much. I will
Thank
say
you.
kudos to NDLU.
Thank you.
And thank you for, I know that from all she has said, you'll be able to pick one or two things. And if you're fighting, if you're struggling with addiction, she just said it, call the number for help. And like David Jones said, call the doctor. And that's the number I will just give it to you. The program is still Good Morning Abuja on NTA Channel 5, the Unity Station. Please don't go anywhere. I'll be right back after this.